All right, guys, here we go. Trying to help you out with this right triangles test. So let's go through this. Number one, approximately how high off the ground is the top of the ladder? Again, guys, when you see triangles on this test, you got to look at some things. Do you see any measurements of 30, 60, 90? I know it looks like the 30, 60, 90, but there's no measurements given to you. You have two sides of a right triangle, right? You have 5, 25, and you're missing x. So this should be a simple Pythagorean theorem problem. 5 squared plus x squared equals 25 squared. You get 25 plus x squared equals 625. You bring the 25 over, and you get 600. You got to square root that. It's not a perfect square root, so one of these answers is a simplified. One thing you can always do to kind of help yourself, at least on a multiple choice, put square root of 600 into your calculator. All right. I know we're not obviously looking for decimals, but what you can do, it's about 24.49 repeating, and then put each answer choice into your calculator and see which one has the same decimal measurement, right? It's kind of a little trick, and if there's two, then one of them's probably not reduced. Here, though, as far as breaking it down, you're going to break it into 100 times 6. Square root of 100 is 10, square root of 6 stays, and that is answer choice A. All right, number 2. Mark regularly takes a shortcut across Mr. Harrison's lawn instead of walking on the sidewalk on his way home from school. How much distance is saved by Mark cutting across the lawn? So we did this on the review. First on the sidewalk, it's 15 down, 20 across. So by the sidewalk, he has 35 feet he has to travel. Again, to figure out the shortcut, you've got to recognize that there is no angle measurements, no 30, 60, 45, anything like that. So again, Pythagorean theorem, 15 squared plus 20 squared equals x squared. You get 225 plus 400. That's 625. Square root that, and x is 25. But not the answer to the problem, because again, what they're asking you is how much distance is saved, right? So you had 35 originally on the sidewalk, it's 25 on the shortcut, so obviously you saved 10 feet. Oh, that's the pen. Meant the highlighter. Three, use a diagram below to find the height of the nearest dam. If you can't recognize it here, there is a right triangle formed right there. Okay, so what that's going to do, let me highlight that, is again, there's no angle measurements given, nothing to that effect. So it's just Pythagorean theorem, and on the base here, you need to combine those two. All right, so 500 and 166 is, of course, I didn't make up this problem, just so you know. It was just a number. 666 squared plus x squared equals 985 squared. And you can do this in the calculator. You look at the answers, you get decimals. In the calculator, I'll even help you out on this one. You just put in square root of 985 squared minus 666 squared, all underneath 1. And that'll give us the answer. Let me type it in real quick. 725.72. Okay? And we do it again. All right. Number 4, what is the length of the altitude in the following triangle? Now, again, we have an altitude. We only have parts of one side, and we're looking for the length inside. So not Pythagorean theorem, still not special right, we're talking geometric mean. And it's very simple that the altitude is the geometric mean between the two pieces. So very simple proportion, x you can do over 12 equals 3 over x. X being the geometric mean is diagonal, cross multiply, x squared equals 36, square root, x equals 6. All right. Number 5, what is the length of the largest hypotenuse? Okay, so this time we have this outside length. It is the geometric mean between 2, which is that, and the entire hypotenuse, which we do not have. Okay, so a little bit different. It's not the variable, but 4 is going to be diagonal from itself in the geometric mean. Then you're going to put 2 here. You're going to put the x there. They want the largest hypotenuse, which is what x is going to give us. So once you solve x, that is the answer. Cross multiply, 2x, 4 times 4 is 16. Divide by 2, and x is 8. Right? Number 6. How tall is the building in the picture below? Find the length of AB. We've done this several times. Once again, you have the right triangle with the altitude, geometric mean. Again, it's a number, not a variable, but that shouldn't change how we do the math. Right? 10 is that geometric mean, diagonal to itself. You have 5, which is the length of one part of the hypotenuse. And then this part we don't know, so, give it a variable, call it A. So I'll put 5 here, put A there, cross multiply. 5A equals 100, divide by 5, A equals 20. Except, make sure you don't answer 20 because that's the distance of A. You need the entire length, which is 20 plus 5, which is 25. I keep hitting the pen. 25. And last one on this page, Antoinette attaches a wire from the top of an 8-foot pole to the ground. The wire makes an angle of elevation of 45 degrees. What is the length of the wire? Now we clearly see a 45. Right? It's a right triangle. This has to be the 45, 45, 90. Okay? Not a difficult pattern to remember. Now, we want the hypotenuse, but I'm going to cover that x for the moment because I don't want you to confuse with our pattern, where these two are x, and the hypotenuse is x square root of 2. Now look, right there. X is 8, really simple. So if I'm going to find the hypotenuse, I plug 8 in right there, and it's literally 8 square root of 2. Now, my answer choices don't read that. So obviously I need to simply do 8 times the square root of 2. And it's 11.3137. And there you go. All right. So that's page 1. There's 2 more videos for 2 more pages of the test. If you're doing this to help you with corrections, glad you're paying attention. All right, see you on video 2.